Existential crisis, a spiritual awakening, depression. You might start simply recognizing a desire for change at first, acknowledging a feeling of dissatisfaction with your current situation, job, relationship, and a desire to explore a deeper sense of purpose or meaning in life. It just hits you, it's sudden. Depression, you ask yourself? You're shocked. You feel like you are trying to tune into your favorite radio station, but all you can hear is static. Why do you feel so empty and lost, searching for ways to make yourself feel better? You turn the dial, searching for a clear signal, but the noise just gets louder. This is what it can feel like when you are lost, angry, or disconnected from yourself. You are trying so hard to find clarity, to hear the music of your own life, but it's drowned out by frustration and confusion. Many people call this a spiritual awakening. Others might call it a dark night of the soul. But whatever name you give it, this feeling is a sign. It is a signal that something inside you is asking for your attention. It's an invitation to listen more closely, not to the noise, but to the silence underneath it. This experience can be incredibly isolating. You might look around and see others who seem to have it all figured out. They appear to be dancing to a clear, beautiful melody while you are stuck with the irritating sound of static. You may start to think something is wrong with you. Why can't you find your channel? Why is your signal so weak? Please know that you are not alone in this feeling and you are not broken. This static is not a punishment, it is a message. It's your soul's way of telling you that the station you've been trying to tune into is no longer serving you. It's time to stop forcing the dial and instead learn to understand the machine itself. Think of it this way. The static is not the absence of a signal, the signal. It is pointing you toward a deeper truth. It is highlighting the areas of your life where you are out of alignment. Perhaps you are living based on someone else's expectations. Perhaps you are chasing goals that don't truly resonate with your heart. The frustration you feel is a powerful energy. It is a sign that you are ready for change. Instead of fighting the static, what if you just listened to it? What if you got curious about where it was coming from? This is the first step toward finding your true frequency, the one that plays the music of your authentic self. So, if you are feeling lost in the noise today, I want you to take a gentle breath. I want you to know that this is a meaningful part of your journey. You are not failing. You are recalibrating. You are being asked to stop searching outside of yourself for the right station, and to start listening to the wisdom that is already within you. The static is simply a signpost, guiding you back home. It is a call to pause, to reflect, and to begin the beautiful work of tuning into the incredible, unique frequency that is you. The journey to clarity doesn't start with finding the right answer. It starts with asking the right questions. Imagine your life as a giant pendulum, swinging back and forth. On one side you have light, joy, and success. On the other side you have darkness, sadness, and failure. Most of us spend our lives trying to push the pendulum toward the light. We chase happiness. We seek validation. We do everything we can to avoid the shadows. We believe that if we can just keep the pendulum on the good side, we will finally find peace. But this is a trap. The harder you push the pendulum in one direction, the more momentum it gains to swing back with equal force in the opposite direction. This is the law of duality. This constant swinging is exhausting, isn't it? You have a great day, and you feel on top of the world. But then, a small setback occurs, and you swing all the way back into despair. You feel loved and connected one moment, and then a misunderstanding leaves you feeling completely alone and rejected. This is the pendulum's deceptive dance. It makes you believe that you are either winning or losing, that you are either good or bad. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of extreme highs and extreme lows. You become addicted to the rush of the high, which only makes the crash of the low feel even more painful. This is not living. This is reacting. Many of us get caught in this swing because we are seeking validation from the outside world. We want people to see us as successful, as happy, as good. So we perform. We push ourselves to achieve more, to be more, to prove our worth. But this chase is endless. The moment you achieve one thing, the pendulum just sets a new high point, and the fear of swinging back becomes even greater. You are not controlling the pendulum. The pendulum is controlling you. It dictates your emotions, your sense of self-worth, and your actions. True freedom does not come from forcing the pendulum to stay on one side. The real journey begins when you realize that the goal isn't to control the swing. The goal is to step off the pendulum altogether. It's about finding the still point at the very center, the place where the pendulum hangs in perfect balance. This is the place of observation, not reaction. From this center, you can watch the pendulum swing without being carried away by it. You can acknowledge the light and the dark, the joy and the pain, without letting either one define you. This is where your true power lies. It's not in the extremes, but in the quiet, stable center where you can finally find your balance. We are often taught to pursue virtues. We are told to be loving, to be patient, to be merciful. The 7 virtues, mercy, love, patience, earnestness, wisdom, will, and order, are beautiful guides for a meaningful life. They are like stars that help us navigate our journey. However, even these beautiful stars can lead us astray if we follow them to an extreme. Just like the pendulum, when a virtue is pushed too far, it swings into its opposite and becomes a vice. This is a subtle trap that many of us fall into, believing we are doing good while actually creating imbalance in our lives and the lives of others. Let's look at mercy. Mercy is a beautiful quality. It is the ability to forgive, to show compassion. But what happens when mercy is taken to an extreme? It can become enablement. When you constantly forgive someone's harmful behavior without any boundaries, you are not helping them. You are allowing them to continue hurting themselves and others. Your mercy becomes a shield that prevents them from facing the consequences of their actions. In the same way, love, the most celebrated virtue, can become toxic. Extreme love can turn into possessiveness, jealousy, or a desperate need for attachment that suffocates the very person you claim to love. It loses its freedom and becomes a cage. Consider patience. Patience is the ability to wait calmly in the face of delay or suffering. It is a cornerstone of wisdom. But what happens when patience becomes passivity? You might wait and wait for the right moment, for things to change on their own, and end up never taking action at all. Your patience becomes an excuse for inaction, and your life passes you by. Earnestness, the quality of being sincere and intense, can become fanaticism when pushed too far. Your passion turns into a rigid, dogmatic belief that allows no room for other perspectives. You become so convinced of your own rightness that you close yourself off from learning and growth. Even wisdom, will, and order have their shadow sides. Wisdom without action is just intellectual pride. A strong will, when not tempered with humility, becomes a ruthless desire to control everything and everyone around you. An obsession with order can lead to a rigid, inflexible life where there is no room for spontaneity, creativity, or the beautiful messiness of being human. The key is not to abandon these virtues. The key is balance. It is about understanding that any strength, when overused, becomes a weakness. True virtue lies in the balanced application of these qualities, knowing when to be merciful and when to set a boundary, when to be patient and when to act. So how do we escape this exhausting swing? How do we find balance when even our virtues can lead us astray? The answer is both simple and profound. You must step off the pendulum. Now this doesn't mean you have to suppress your feelings or pretend that the darkness doesn't exist. It doesn't mean you should stop striving for joy or success. It means you change your position. Instead of being the one swinging, you become the one who watches the swing. You find that still, quiet place in the center, and you observe the motion of your life without being violently thrown by it. This is the art of mindfulness, of being present. The first step in stepping off is to simply notice the swing. When you feel a wave of anger, notice it. Say to yourself, here is anger, the pendulum is swinging to this side. When you feel a surge of pride or excitement, notice that too. Here is pride. The pendulum is now on the other side. Do not judge the swing. Do not try to stop it, just observe it. By naming and acknowledging your emotional state, you create a small space between you and the feeling. In that space, you find your freedom. You realize that you are not the anger, you are not the pride, you are the awareness that is watching it all happen. This practice of observation is like building a muscle. At first it will be difficult. The pull of the pendulum is strong. You will get swept up in the emotion again and again. That is okay, that is part of the process. Each time you remember to step back and observe, you are strengthening your connection to your center. You are training your mind to find its anchor in the present moment, rather than being lost in the past's regrets or the future's anxieties. The center is not an absence of feeling. It is the place where you can hold all of your feelings, the light and the dark, with compassion and understanding. From this centered place, you can see the pendulum for what it is, just energy in motion. You understand that sadness is not permanent, and neither is elation. They are visitors that come and go. When you are anchored in the center, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You can experience a setback without letting it define your worth. You can experience success without letting it inflate your ego. You are stable, you are grounded, you are home. This is where true peace is found, not in a life free from problems but in a mind that has found its unshakable center. Once you learn to stand in the center and observe the pendulum swing, something incredible begins to happen. You stop reacting to life and you start creating it. When you are no longer being thrown back and forth by your emotions or by the need for external validation, you gain access to a deeper well of wisdom and creativity. You are no longer making decisions from a place of fear, the fear of swinging into darkness, or from a place of ego, the desperate chase for the light. Instead, you begin to make choices from a place of calm, clarity, and authentic alignment with your true self. This is what it means to live with purpose. Your purpose is not a destination you arrive at or a trophy you win. It is the quality of awareness you bring to each moment. When you are centered, you can listen to the quiet whispers of your intuition. You can finally hear the music on your own radio channel, the one that was there all along, hidden beneath the static of your reactive mind. You start to build a life that feels right on the inside, not one that just looks good on the outside. Your actions become extensions of your inner peace, rather than desperate attempts to find it. Living from the center does not mean you will never feel sad or angry again. The pendulum of life will always swing, the world will present challenges, and you will have emotional responses. The difference is that these feelings will no longer have the power to knock you off your foundation. You will be able to hold them, learn from them, and let them pass through you without becoming them. You will understand that a storm does not harm the ocean, it only disturbs its surface. Your centered self is like the deep, calm ocean unaffected by the temporary storms on the surface. So I invite you today to begin this journey. Start by noticing the swing. Practice stepping back into the quiet center of your being, even for just a moment. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You are unlearning a lifetime of reactive habits. But with each conscious breath, with each moment of observation, you are reclaiming your power. You are stepping off the pendulum and onto the solid ground of your own awareness. From this place, you can create a life that is not a frantic swing between extremes, but a beautiful balanced dance guided by your own true north.